Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. Okay, so today we're going to be doing a video about well, not all, some of the makeup you can get on Amazon.com. Alright, let's get started with eyes first, which, no surprise there. I always start with eyes now. Alright. So one of the concealers that you can get on Amazon is the L'Oreal Infallible, and I have the shade 330 Ivory, which I think is a pretty good shade for me. I am going to try my actual shade match and see how that compares to this shade. I think it's going to be a little too light for me, because for my eyeshadow primer, I like a little bit of a darker color on my eyes for my eyeshadow primer. Just because it makes it look more natural, I guess is what I'm trying to say. And of course, I'm getting it up underneath the brow bone, all in those corners, crevices, and all that. And then I'm taking my e.l.f. Camo Concealer Sponge and blending that. And I will fix any mistakes we made, or I made, when I'm done applying my eyeshadow primer. Definitely do recommend that concealer. Trust me, it's a game changer and lifesaver, because it's so full. It's really full coverage. Like, it is full coverage, so it's gonna cover up any imperfections you may have. So now going back into the sponge and really blending that out. Make sure it's all blended. And there we go. Now we can fix any mistakes I made with the makeup wipe. And just to keep the wipe wet, I'm gonna do that now. I'm going to take a little bit of the Maybelline powder, which you can get on Amazon. I mean, kind of need a powder anyways. But I would find a powder. And the other reason I like to use a little bit of a darker concealer on my eyelids is because I also like to take the lightest shade in whatever eyeshadow palette I'm using and put it all over the lids to kind of lighten the lids. So now we're going to do eyeshadow. Or actually, before we do eyeshadow, we're going to do eyeliner. To get that out of the way. So we're going to use the Halloween gel eyeliner that I used. Ooh. I just made a big dent in the bottle. Or the tin, or whatever you want to call it. Alright, so now we're going to take the makeup wipe again. In this video, we shouldn't need too many. But we will see how many we actually do need. Alright. And the reason I'm doing my eyeliner first is so that's drying down. What we're doing eyeshadow. And so I don't ruin my eyeshadow look with the eyeliner. So now we're going to again take the makeup wipe. I'm going to do that and again fix some mistakes. You're going to see me fix mistakes a lot. And I actually got a perfect wing on this side today. So. And when I get primers I will take that out and use it for primers. Alright, so now we're going into the Equal Tools Angle Crease Brush and the e.l.f. Perfect 10 palette. Excuse me, in the shade. Excuse me. Nude Mood. And we're going to mix the first two shades. So what we're going to do, or what I'm going to do, sorry, is I'm going to go like up and down with the first shade. Knock off the excess and then go up and down with the second shade. And knock off the excess. And then we're going to put it on. And this way, both lighter shades in the palette are used. Okay. Same thing on the other side. Swipe. Swipe. I'll also do some excess cleanup from the fallout. You're going to see a lot of mistakes fixed. So often. So now we're going to take this crease brush here. We're going to blend the fourth and the third shade together. So we're going to take that. We're going to put it into the fourth shade first. Knock off as much excess fallout. And then put it into the third shade. This way it blends together at once. And we're not having to do extra steps. I am going to still have to blend it with the blending brush. But at least I'm not having to blend two colors together. Separately, I can blend them I blended them together while doing the eyeshadow. So we're going to blend underneath that brow bone. Probably over there somewhere. And now we're going to start going lower. And voila. Alright, let me be right back. Or no, actually I got a good brush for it. We're good. Because I can always use that brush, clean that brush, and use it again. So now we're going to do the same thing on the other side. And we're not going to use that angled crease brush again. Until later with the bronzer. Again, blending with the blending eye brush. This just blends it together, blends it whatever, like if I have any harsh lines, it blends them together. It just makes it look smooth. So when I blend, I try to take my time. So I'm making sure that I'm blending all the edges, all the creases, all the crevices, all that, just blending it nicely. We will need the blending brush for this whole look. So now that we're going to darken that up a little bit. So we're going into the 8th shade in the palette. Or no, actually, let's do the 7th. Let's go one shade lighter. So we're going all over the eye to darken it up a little bit. But we are going to blend it when we're done. Alright. Now we're going to blend. Again, taking my time to make sure that everything is blended. Taking my time, making sure everything is blended. Nice and even. Very, very blended. Alright, so now we're going to take this flat top brush. We're going to go into the 8th shade now. The shade right here. I'm getting as much fallout as I can. The reason we're gonna need the blending brush for this is, for one, it's dark. For two, I want to blend in the crease. Alright. So now we're going to take the blending eye brush and we're going to blend in that crease one more time. So now we're going to go into the CoverGirl eye enhancer shadow, but we're not going to put it on the eye. Instead, now it's in the shade Snow Blossom, I'm going to go underneath that brow arch. And of course, you know, we will be putting the highlighter I'm using today over top. But this is just the start of it. And we're using this inner corner highlight brush to apply it. Oh, so I got a strange call today. Okay. There's the most strange thing today. So my mom, or whatever you want to call her, had called me, or tried to call me today. I mean, it went through. Of course, she wasn't blocked on the number, so I had forgot it. Wow. Um, it was a mistake to forget it, by the way. But once I realized it was a 304 number, which is West Virginia's area code, I put two and two together. Because West Virginia never calls me unless it's her. So I put two and two together, didn't answer it, and blocked the number. Anyways, now we're going into the e.l.f. Power Grip Primer. I don't know if I say this all the time, and I probably do. Because it's true, and it makes me feel weird. But this is the stickiest primer I've ever felt. Even the original Power Grip isn't this sticky. I guess this is what helps make sure makeup sticks. Makeup sticks to your face. Again, my fingers get dirty and all that. So we are gonna let each primer sit down, unlike what I normally do. So I'm in a hurry, but today I'm not. So now we're going into the e.l.f. Poreless Face Primer. And what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna blend that out with my fingers first, and then I'll take a brush to it. Like I said, we'll let this set for about a minute after everything is blended out. And I was thinking about, because I have 3 weeks to use what I can up. I was thinking, when I use a product up, if I have the replacement, don't replace it yet until the 3 weeks are up. Once the 3 weeks are up, then I can replace it. You know what I mean? Alright. So really quickly, I'm gonna clean my hands one more time. Just get all that primer off. And then I'm gonna take the e.l.f. Poreless Putty, or the e.l.f. Putty applicator. And we're gonna blend this into my skin. And like I said, today I'm gonna let this sit for about a minute or so. I'm like tired now. Anyways, what? I'm gonna change something really quick. Right. I feel like that's pretty good. So now we're gonna go, after I threw it a couple times, the Neutrogena Prep and Correct Redness Correcting Primer. So this, I'm gonna squeeze onto my face again. I think I did that one time. And blend it with here. I'll blend it out. feel like this way I get a lot. It's all around my nose now. And then over here. Right in the middle of my forehead too. Okay. Now I shouldn't need any more. Well, now I will just clean off my hands more. So I use the same wipe. So now we're going to take the same brush. We're going to blend this out the best I can. Okay, so now we're going into the e.l.f. Glow Glow and the shade Sunbeam, which has SPF 30 in it, which is like wicked cool. I don't know. And the nice thing about using these glowy products is it won't show too much on my skin, just because I'm not doing underpainting with the Halo Glow. So yes, you cannot find the correct, you can find the foundation but not the shade I use on Amazon, which to be able to do this I had to find the right shade, to be able to find the right shade. So now we're going into the e.l.f. Halo Glow Liquid Filter in the shade One Fair. And even though I didn't put primer on my neck, I'm still gonna do it. Put lines on my face. Then we're gonna take the Real Techniques soft accent brush and blend it out. There's not a lot of coverage anymore because it's getting low. So it's, like I said, there's not a lot of coverage to it anymore. I mean, there's still some coverage, but not nearly as much as there used to be. So it's like, so that's why I'm not doing underpainting. I'm doing it over top of everything, of the Halo Glow. So it's not too much glow. And I'm actually not going to put it on my neck eyelid. Thought I was going to, but then I decided not to. Alright. So now we're going to do two different concealers at once. We're going to go in with the e.l.f. Camo Hydrating Camo Concealer in the shade Fair Warm. So that marinates into the skin. I'm going through and putting the Maybelline Instant Age Rewind Concealer all over my face. And this is a lightweight concealer. It's also a multi-use concealer. So I can literally get a darker shade of this concealer and be able to contour my face with it. Since I like contouring my face with concealer now. But I'm not going to. And now we're going to take the Camo Concealer Sponge and we're going to blend it all out, even the under eyes. So I guess it doesn't completely take the shininess down this concealer, but it took some of it down. So now we're going to go into the Rimmel London Stay Matte Concealer in the shade Espresso. And contour my skin. So we're using the e.l.f. contouring brush. be able to hide more sparkle. And we're gonna use the elf, or not the elf, the Real Technique sponge. We'll blend that out more. Then I'm going to go right here and right here. Sorry. And then again, using the sponge to blend it out. Which it might look intense now, but once we powder and powder bronzer, it'll be fine. Okay. Now we're going to contour the nose. Which I don't even know how we're going to. Should get like a nose contour brush. See if I can find a nose contour brush next time we're in the store. Because it's so hard to contour the nose. It's such a big brush. So I need like a nose contour brush so I can contour the nose. I'm leaving the chin alone. So now we're going into, excuse me, cream blush, which is the Maybelline Cheek Keep in the shade Nude Burn. Which yesterday's experience. I don't have that much left. So I'm probably going to use this up today. See if I can build up this blush. The nice thing about this blush is it is sheer. So I'm not going to get too blending. I'm going to use this sponge, but it is sheer. So what that means is even though it's pigmented, it's sheer. So I'll probably build this up. It's fine. And while we're letting that dry and everything, we're going to go into the e.l.f. Halo Glow highlight wand. And this, we're just going to do the cheeks and the brow bone. See, then the highlighter just goes right over top the blush a little bit anyways. I'm seriously wondering how much. And I'm gonna have to build the highlighter up too. Okay. Literally not that much. I don't have that much left. So that's good. I mean, you know what I mean? Like, it's not. It is, but it isn't. So actually, I truly enjoy that product. So what I'm doing is I'm taking some of the highlighter that I have on my cheeks. And this is how you look like a sweaty, greasy, you know what I mean. Alright. So now we're going to take that inner corner highlight brush. And we're going to put it on this applicator. And I just use the rest of that wand up. So that highlight wand is gone. I mean, I gotta clean it off. Best I can. You know what I mean? Alright. So now I'm gonna clean up this highlighter. And we're gonna put the highlighter one in with the other used up makeup product. Okay, now we're gonna take this sponge. Can I kind of dab it on? Okay. Now we're going to build this blush up. So now that cream blush is gone as well. So now we have two products that we used up today. So yay. So now we're going to use the sponge and blend this blush in. Okay. Alright. So now we're going to let everything dry. We're going to use this big powder brush since I don't have anything on my neck. This big powder brush for the cheeks and the setting brush for the forehead right here, and right here. So we're going into the Maybelline Fit Me pressed powder, the matte and poreless powder. You know, it still looks intense after this. Then hopefully the powder blush can help hide the look too. The only thing that I am going to replace is the powder. And that's just because then I can still use the powder to set my makeup. Now we're going into the setting brush. And we're going to set right here. Actually, the blush situation looks better. Oh, and I'm also using it to set my under eyes. Forgot about my under eyes. Okay. So we have 3 products left. Well, here I'll show you one. Here. The e.l.f. Glossy Lip Stain. I just don't want to wear lips right now. So now we're going to go into the primer infused bronzer and the angled blender brush. I'm gonna really pack that stuff on. Right. A little bit more. Let's add a little bit up here. And then we're going to use the angled crease brush again. And then we're going to use the setting brush. And now we're going to go into the e.l.f. Primer Infused Blush and Always Cheek. What? Hold on. And Always Cheeky. Oh. There. And then setting spray, which is the e.l.f. Stay All Night. Okay. So this is the finished product. I hope you liked this video. If you did, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. And I'll see you next time. Bye.